So this one's a really interesting one because the question is it over or just the beginning? Let me pull out some cards and I'll be right back. And the funniest thing, I don't know if you can actually call it funny, but it's that when I was picking the cards and I wanted to jump up and down, but with excitement, not anger, not frustration, but actual excitement. I wanted to jump up and down. Look at that, look at that. And that's a wayward hare. So, and with that jumping, that kind of then leads on to that this isn't over, because the excitement, the happiness and everything is not something you feel when something is over. So if you have been in a situation of no contact, or a situation where you've been in limbo, things just not moving, there's a lot of uncertainty, you're asking a lot of questions but not getting the answers, if those have been the things that you have been going through, then this reading applies to you. So, as I was saying, my energy, or the energy I was picking up, was one of excitement. So this definitely answers the question that this is not over. Is this a beginning? Of a sort, because again, depending on where your situation is, you can think of it as a beginning, because if you have been in limbo and if you have been waiting and if there has been no contact, then it is more or less a beginning, because it's a beginning of something positive. It's a beginning of old ties being cut, and we're not talking on a human level with regards to any exes, or because I kind of feel that anybody who's had an ex, it was done and dusted a long time ago. I don't feel that there's been like a third party situation where somebody's, you know, with somebody else and then you're kind of waiting for them to be with you kind of thing. Definitely no third party situations on that level. This is very much to do with cutting ties with the old ways. Now, remember what I say regarding the old ways. They can be to do with emotions, mindset, traumas, past hurts. They don't have to have an association with another person. It could very much be to do with the inner work. But having said that, if there have been toxic people around them, then those could be the ones that they are also moving away from. And whether that is an ex, to whether that's family, friends, or colleagues, or anybody else, it's very much about somebody decluttering their life in order to create more space, more positivity. So, regarding this new beginning, what does it mean, and what does it, when does it come in? Because I always find everybody wants to know the when. Remember, when we do readings, we are focused on the emotions of the current time, and the universe does not work on the same linear as we do. So don't take this literal, because I know from experience and stuff how timelines move and stuff, especially when it's connecting to people, because you have no control over somebody else and their free will. So take this not with a pinch of salt, but I would probably say 85% confirmation that this could very much be the timeline. And then the 15% is allow a week extra to come in. That's not bad. At least I'm not saying a year or something. So the timeline within 3 days to 3 weeks, and remember the buffer of adding a week, you should start to see changes happening. So if there's been no contact, then there might be messages coming through, or gestures or something that's giving you forward movement. If it's been you've been waiting and in limbo, then expect some kind of, again, messages or communication or something, because the breakthrough is communication. The breakthrough is two people talking, whether that's via text, whether it's electronic, via one of your devices, social media, or whether it's actual face to face, depending on, if they bump into you, see you, that kind of thing. It's very much that this is about communication. This is about two people, eventually, even if it is starting off with texting, two people getting together and actually exchanging words, face to face, same room, same coffee shop, cafe, bar, restaurant, wherever you may be, park, it doesn't matter where. It's more about two people who are actually authentically talking and being honest with one another. This is also a guided intervention, and I love that, because immediately I get the words about bloody time, because it took long enough. So this feels very much that this is a divine intervention, because this person has been sitting on their arse doing F all and just hoping that the universe is miraculously going to take care of something. How can something be taken care of if you are not helping yourself and taking aligned action? So anyway, with all of those things said, remember, this is not over, and be truthful to yourself with regards to this reading, regarding whether, the over part, because if you know intuitively that somebody is not right for you, then please do not take this reading as your confirmation that you've got to stay with a person and this is the person for you. Because if you know instinctively things are just not right, you've tried, tested everything, it's not working, then let it go. Scroll, ignore this reading, it does not apply to you. For the people it does apply to, it's definitely not over. It is a beginning of something, of forward movement, and it will lead to two people who will have a face-to-face conversation. What happens after that conversation is entirely in your willpower, because I feel, even though I can kind of say what I hope or would like it to be, it feels in your power of how you move forward with this. Okay, I'm going to say it, but please don't put it in the comments, to come back to me and stuff. I'm feeling that it will be positive. I'm feeling that when you two get together, have that conversation, there will be a lot of solutions, because it's miscommunication. It's like hearsay, one person thinking this, the other thinking that, and actually the truth is very different. But once kind of like all the cards are on the table, then it feels very much that you will want to move forward with this. Even though you might be really frustrated, fed up and everything at this moment in time, I do not see you, unless free will comes into it, doing a 360 and going, bye, I'm done. And unless you are actually absolutely done. But this is where the divine intervention comes through, because this is the universe giving you that opportunity. On a human level, how you deal with it is very much dependent on you, and we cannot control that. But should you allow it to happen, then this is very positive for both of you and will move things forward. Remember, if this reading resonated with you, to remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you want to book a more detailed one-to-one reading, want to know more about this or anything else, then all the links are in my bio. Should you have, why am I saying should you have? We have a shop. Hop along to our shop. It's all about manifesting, has crystals, candles, incense, jewelry, anything and everything that can help to support us externally to create the balance in our energies and the things that we want to create. It's all in the shop. Go and have a look. And with all of those things said, I'll see you next time.